This is 62 CBS Eyewitness News.
A little girl fighting cancer is getting help from all over the world. It's medicine she can't find in a doctor's office, and you can help. But first, a tough day for the Detroit Police Department. Tragedy and scandal. Two separate investigations. One, a scandal over stolen evidence. The second, a CBS Eyewitness News exclusive on alleged police shakedowns. Plus, officers are investigating the tragic death of one of their own. Good evening, I'm Donna Terrell.
And I'm Amir Jacobson. Tonight we begin with an apparent police shakedown. Officers facing federal charges over stolen drugs and evidence. We begin our team coverage with senior investigator Harry Hairston live with this exclusive report. Good evening, Harry.
Good evening, Amir. Here's what we know right now. My sources have confirmed for me tonight that several police officers citywide will soon face federal indictments for civil rights violation and shaking down drug dealers for profit. At least 6 of the police officers are from the 4th Precinct in the southwest section of the city. The subpoenas were delivered last week. Tonight, an attorney for the police union says officers contacted him just 2 days ago.
We were notified, I think it was Monday, I'm not sure, that a number of police officers had received subpoenas to appear at the grand jury.
The total number of officers is not known, but our sources say federal agents are targeting officers at 5 precincts. Those precincts are allegedly the 3rd, 4th, 8th, 11th, and the Tactical Services section. All of the officers are expected in federal court later this week.
They're now ordered by grand jury subpoena to appear on Friday, to appear in video lineups.
Sources say the officers allegedly robbed drug dealers for cash, drugs, and weapons. Charges may also include violations of civil rights as well. Several years ago, the FBI indicted several officers from the department's 5th and 6th precincts on similar charges. Officers there were also indicted for running drugs and interference for drug dealers. Attorney John Gopal says he believes this investigation will turn up very little.
I'm sure that when all is said and done with these subpoenas for the grand jury lineups, that a lot of these officers are not going to be seen or heard from again, because this is just, I believe, some sort of a fishing expedition.
Now, tonight I did try to contact the Chief of Police, Jerry Oliver. However, he was unavailable for comment. Meantime, my sources tell me tonight that these indictments are expected to come down as early as next week. Reporting live in Detroit, Harry Hairston, CBS Eyewitness News.
Thanks, Harry.
And that investigation comes to light on the same day details of another scandal were revealed. A 90-page federal indictment includes charges against 2 police department workers. Charges they stole drugs and other items from the police evidence room. CBS Eyewitness News reporter Tara Wall was there when the indictment was unsealed and has the details.
John Cole Sr., the alleged ringleader in a $1 million federal cocaine embezzlement case against him and 8 others, including family members.
By recirculating this poison into our community, it is our position that this conduct is nothing short of appalling.
Cole, a civilian working in the Detroit Police Department since 1979. His job, a driver transporting evidence back and forth from the department's property room. The 17-count indictment alleges that over the course of 6 years, Cole stole, replaced with flour, then converted 100 kilos of confiscated cocaine into money, houses, cars, and goods, totaling over $1 million. Also charged, David Cole Jr., Ernest Myatt, a state police polygrapher, Anthony Lassenby, Shirley Terry, Cora Cole Robinson, Chantrice Cole, retired police officer Donald Hines, and Ida Mae Hall. Today, Police Chief Oliver expressed disappointment along with reassurances that he's working to restore the luster of a tarnished badge.
Oh yes, it's disappointing, it's embarrassing, but it's something that we discovered, something that we brought to light, that we're not back on our heels about it. We're going forward. We're going to clean this thing up.
And the FBI, adamant that catching corruption is among its top priorities.
Public corruption obviously undermines the trust you all have in government. And that's why this case is so important.
Whether more arrests come as a result of this case, authorities won't say. What we do know, the main suspect, Cole, is expected to face up to life in prison. His accomplices, 20 years in prison. In Detroit, I'm Tara Wall, CBS Eyewitness News.
Detroit police officers are also dealing with a tragedy tonight. They are investigating the death of one of their own. Our Laura Marcus is live on Detroit's west side with more. Laura?
Well, it was a solemn day for the Detroit Police Department after finding an off-duty officer shot to death in this basement. Colleagues and friends embraced one another after learning that one of their veteran officers had died. Around 5 p.m., police rushed to the scene at Archdale and Kendall, where they found Officer Robert Jones shot in the chest. He later died at the hospital. Friends say he was accomplished with an engineering degree and spoke several languages.
It was simply his choice to be here. He had offers from all over to come work for them. He had offers from Ford and anybody else you can name, but it was simply his choice to be a police officer.
As the investigation continues, police would not comment on whether it was murder or suicide, but sources tell us he left behind a suicide note.
The officer has lots of friends and family who are here. I've talked to some of them, and it's a tragic situation.
Now, Officer Jones worked in the commercial auto theft unit, and we are told he was a father of 5 children. In Detroit, I'm Laura Marcus, CBS Eyewitness News.
Thanks, Laura.
Well, the Wayne County deputy accused of embezzlement was sentenced today. It's the story you saw first on CBS Eyewitness News. Charles Ball cut a deal with the prosecution. He was sentenced to probation and has to pay back $10,000 for stealing evidence money and robbing drug dealers to pay gambling debts. Ball pleaded guilty earlier this month to the charges. Sunshine and a real nice breeze today. Jim Mattis is here with your first look at the forecast. Hi, Jim.
Hi, Donna. Hi, everyone. Yeah, it was a great day today. Sunshine made all the difference, and we were very close to normal for this time of the year. In fact, our high was 67 degrees, 44 your morning low. There are the normals in the middle, 64 and 45 for October 9th, and your records at the bottom, 86 back in 1949, and 13 years ago this morning, it got down to 28 degrees here in Detroit. That was our record low. Outside right now, a few clouds, 54 degrees, and here's your wall side window on tomorrow morning, partly cloudy, areas of fog, 46 degrees, bright and early, and I'll have your complete forecast in about 10 minutes. See you then. Back to you, Amir.
Thank you, Jim. Well, the power is back on in downtown Detroit tonight, but crews are still working on part of that problem. The power went out this afternoon when 2 cables from a power substation failed. The lights came back on when 1 cable was fixed. The other is still being worked on. 24 buildings lost power, including Comerica Park, the Motor City Casino, and a DTE building.
And that power outage almost put a damper on a major announcement from the Tigers. There's a new manager in town, and we spoke one-on-one with Alan Trammell. We'll hear what he had to say.
But first, a calling card left by a serial sniper, what this means for the investigation.
I'm kind of an expert on ska music. So I get this SBC Yahoo DSL. I got a home page and music pages that tell me about ska. It's got music news, streaming videos, band articles. It's like this thing knows more about ska than I do.
Welcome to SBC Yahoo DSL. It's smarter, it's faster, it's internet that logs onto you. Call now for $29.95 a month.
Until recently, seniors like Verlin Huff, who needed Medicaid assistance, were forced into nursing homes. It was lonely, with little to do.
Sleep, watch television.
Congressman Joe Nolenberg got Washington to give seniors a choice.
With the pilot program we created, seniors can now receive housing and personal care benefits to stay in their own homes or choose a senior residence like this.
I loved it the first day I came here.
Congressman Joe Nolenberg, making a difference.
The goal seems simple enough. An hour at the end of the day, just for you. Shop at Meijer, and that can really happen. With everything in one store, you can save that precious hour. Your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Another shooting tonight in suburban Washington, D.C. Police say a man was shot to death at a gas station. Now there are fears the sniper may have struck again.
Meantime, it appears the serial sniper in Maryland may have left a calling card. Investigators are looking at a tarot card found near the scene where a 13-year-old boy was shot. Investigators found what's known as the death card in the empty lot near the school with a message that said, "Dear policeman, I am God." That card was left next to a shell casing from the same kind of a gun that was used in the other shootings. Police say the shell casing allows them to narrow their weapons search to 6 to 8 models.
And a serial killer with ties to Metro Detroit was executed today in Florida. 46-year-old Aileen Warnos died from a lethal injection at 9:47 this morning. Warnos was born in Rochester and grew up in Troy. She was convicted of killing 6 men when she worked as a prostitute in Central Florida back in 1989 and 1990. One of the victim's daughters says Warnos' death was too easy.
4-year-old Martha Toogood is back with her family tonight. She's a 4-year-old girl that we witnessed getting a videotaped beating from her mother. Martha's mother, Madeline Toogood, attended the custody hearing in Indiana today, where a judge decided Martha can live with her maternal grandmother, Mary Gorman. Madeline Toogood is charged with felony battery to her child. She and her husband will get to see Martha 1 time a week.
Saddam speaks out on going to war with the U.S.
Coming up, why he says President Bush should relax.
Plus, a little girl fighting cancer is asking for your help in the battle, and one card can really make a difference. Jim?
And the weather word for tonight, mild. It's currently 54 degrees in Detroit. I'll have your complete forecast right after the break, Amir.
Thanks, Jim. And remember, give us a call if you've got a news tip. 1-800-TIP-5062. That's 1-800-847-5062.
Prescription medicines help millions of seniors live longer, healthier lives. And that's why a bill to add prescription drug coverage to Medicare is so important. This plan could lower out-of-pocket drug costs by as much as 70% and would give seniors complete protection against catastrophic drug costs. It's a plan that's well worth fighting for.
Congressman Nolenberg has always stood up for seniors. He voted to add prescription drug coverage to Medicare. Call to learn more about Congressman Nolenberg's plan.
Returning AZ and D-Plan employee lessees can lease Sable for $249 a month with $18.75 due at signing. See your Metro Detroit Lincoln Mercury dealer now.
That's the sound of Mazda prices falling at Sterling Mazda on Van Dyke, just south of 18 Mile in Sterling Heights. Yeah. Sterling Mazda, where everybody's a somebody, and everybody qualifies for Mazda's S-Plan discount to get you the lowest price anywhere. So come to the Heights, Sterling Heights, and pay less for a Mazda at Michigan's newest and only exclusive Mazda dealership, Sterling Mazda.
At Sterling Mazda.
We won't be undersold.
Disney's most beloved animated motion picture, available for the first time on Disney DVD. A new version so vibrant, it's like experiencing the film anew. Beauty and the Beast Special Edition, now on video and for the first time DVD.
The grand home price tag gets bigger and bigger. First, higher property taxes to satisfy special interests. Now, Detroit has demands. Detroit Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick says his price for helping Granholm: all new state office buildings must be in Detroit, and new contract quotas for Detroit businesses. Granholm, higher property taxes, and a blank check for Detroit. For taxpayers, something better. Dick Postumus, no property tax hikes, and he'll be a governor for all of Michigan.
Start the morning laughing with Dick Purdon and Purdon's People and the songs you can sing along with round the clock on Oldies 104.3 WOMC.
Eye on Metro Detroit now. 2 men found dead inside a burned-out car on Detroit's east side.
Police say those bodies were burned beyond recognition. Firefighters made that discovery while putting out a car fire overnight near Copland and Filbert Streets. Neighbors who called 911 say they heard 2 gunshots and then they saw the car on fire.
A River Rouge man is in serious condition tonight. He and his wife and their baby were injured in an early morning fire at their home on Stoner. Arson investigators say it looks like the house was firebombed. Mom and baby were treated for their injuries and released.
A Detroit father charged with murder pleaded not guilty today. Police say 20-year-old Eric Christopher Spates killed his 3-year-old son Eric Jr. Sunday at the Ramada Inn. Investigators say the infant died of shaken baby syndrome.
A man charged in the death of a resident in a Romulus group home turned himself in today. 55-year-old Dennis Johnson is charged with voluntary manslaughter for allegedly allowing 49-year-old Cynthia Underwood, who was diabetic, to die while in his care last month. she suffered an insulin attack.
A Warren mother accused of ethnic intimidation was cleared of that charge but found guilty of assault today. Melvina Johnson, sentenced to 2 years probation. She pushed a white woman outside Wild Elementary School earlier this year during a parking dispute. She was cleared of using racial slurs against that woman.
A water war along 8 Mile Road tonight. The city of Detroit and the city of Warren are fighting over the price of water. As Scott McFarland reports, each city says the other is all wet.
Lori Chess has lived in Warren for nearly 30 years and has never paid so much for water. Her most recent bill is on the right. Look how much higher it is than her March bill on the left. $40 versus $7.
I mean, I understand inflation, but that's just ridiculous.
The city of Warren feels soaked, too. Now it's asking the state to give it a little bit of say over how the Detroit water system is run. Tonight, the state asks the public for its input.
That input deeply divides most Detroiters from their neighbors in Warren. Some yelled.
And
You're out of order.
Well, I'll be happy to answer.
You are out of order.
Others brought signs. The issue, should the state divvy up control of Detroit's water system to the suburban communities who buy the water? The city calls it a takeover and says Warren pays more because Warren's government is tacking on charges.
It cost us $5 to get the water from the river, treat it, take it to Warren's border. It cost Warren over $7 to move it around in their own community.
Warren says its fees are small, but that Detroit won't explain its charges.
Just explain to us how you charge us. No, we don't have to. Well, we think you do.
Would state intervention end the dispute or just cause more? Lori Chess isn't sure. She's just worried about paying those bills.
Or what, stop taking showers?
Scott McFarland, CBS Eyewitness News.
Iraqi President Saddam Hussein met with 2 Al Jazeera officials today. Saddam says Iraq can defend itself but would like Arab support. He says, though, it's not mandatory. Saddam also says he's hoping for a peaceful outcome and said that President Bush ought to relax a little bit.
A prayer service tonight in Farmington Hills celebrated Metro Detroit's rich multicultural community. The Tapestry of Faith service brought together Jewish, Hindu, Christian, Muslim, and many other faiths. The Pontifical Institute for Foreign Ministries put on the event, sponsored by the Arab American Chaldean and the Comerica Bank.
Prayers and messages of hope are pouring into a Royal Oak teenager who's fighting cancer. Cards, letters, and gifts are coming in from all around the world from people she's never even met. Now, those cards are doing wonders for her spirits. CBS Eyewitness News reporter Anu Prakash has her story.
Her name is Lauren LaRock. The 13-year-old has been fighting cancer for 6 months. She's been doing so with more than the help of friends and family.
To a beautiful little girl, although I'd never seen you, I feel as if I knew you.
Hundreds and hundreds of cards have been coming Lauren's way since her diagnosis of soft tissue sarcoma. Chemo didn't work, but gifts, letters, and prayers from all over the world are helping in a special way.
Days when I'm not feeling good or really sad or whatever, it kind of makes me cry. And on days when I'm okay or whatever, this puts a smile on my face.
So how did this card campaign start? Well, by word of mouth and Lauren's grandmother. She lives hundreds of miles away in Dill City, Oklahoma. Her grandmother posted signs at the local post office and in the paper. She told of Lauren's struggles and how a simple message would lift her spirits. Her plan worked.
When I talked to my son again, he said, "Mom, she's smiling. And she's waiting for the postman. And she's looking forward to the time that he arrives with the mail." It changed her life. It gave her hope.
Lauren gets at least 25 cards a week. With each one, her spirits and her parents are lifted.
It's just wonderful. You know, it's just, you hear all these bad things about what's going on in the world, and then total strangers just do something like this.
I hope it'll continue. It's been good for Lauren. It's been good for us.
In Royal Oak, Anu Prakash, CBS Eyewitness News.
You know, if you'd like to send Lauren a card, she'd love to hear from you. Send it to Lauren LaRock, 1604 South Wilson Avenue, Royal Oak, Michigan, 48067. And if you didn't get that, give us a call. We'd be happy to give it to you again.
That is a very nice thing to do. You know, I think I'll send her a card.
I've already written the address down.
Have you really?
Yeah.
I'm going to send her a card.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah.
Well, we've got some nice weather to talk about. We've got a huge change this weekend and a little rain for the weekend. We'll talk about that as well. In the meantime, today was not bad at all. And our cameras were out in Farmington Hills tonight, 11 Mile and Orchard Lake Road. There's a little fountain there right by the Farmington Hills Police Department. It looks pretty good this time of the year, doesn't it? 67 degrees, your high temperature in Detroit today. 44 your low this morning, and today was a dry day. Outside right now, we're looking at a partly cloudy sky, 54 degrees. Relative humidity is 77%. We've got a south wind at 3 miles per hour, and the barometer's steady. It's 30.17, and here are all your local readings at 11 o'clock. 54 at Metro, 56 at City Airport, 52 at Mount Clemens, already down to 46 in Port Huron, 55 at Windsor, 48 in Monroe, Ann Arbor and Ypsilanti, 52, the same at Howell and Brighton and Pontiac, also 52 degrees, 46 in Lansing. Readings are cooling off little by little, but it's not going to get that cold tonight. And here are your local high temperatures today. Ann Arbor, 67 degrees. The same in Detroit, 67. Also Pontiac, 67 degrees. Mount Clemens hit 68 this afternoon, and Port Huron, the warm spot, 70 degrees. Allergy alert for today: no weed pollen, no ragweed, and mold is in the high category. Well, we're looking at first warning Doppler, and we're looking at some big storms, but they're all south of us. In fact, we've got some showers and thunderstorms mainly over the Gulf of Mexico right now. We'll zoom into the Great Lakes area and show you that we're as clear as can be out there right now. Closest storms to us down in southern Indiana, right around western Kentucky. Another batch just behind me up in Minnesota, and that's about it. So clear to partly cloudy tonight, more sunshine tomorrow for your Thursday, more sunshine for your Friday. Then we've got a little rain coming our way. We do have some cloud cover close to us, though, right along the border, northern Indiana, northern Ohio, some just clipping into Hillsdale County here. And we'll see partly cloudy skies, especially in the southern portion of our local viewing area tonight. But also some fog to deal with, maybe in outlying areas, some low areas, some cool pocket areas tomorrow morning. So keep that in mind for your drive to work. Quiet pattern over the Great Lakes area. Calm conditions out there right now. Just a few clouds here and there mixed with the clear sky. We'll see partly cloudy skies tomorrow. Another mild day. We hit the upper 60s today. We'll do about the same tomorrow. We're looking for temperatures right close to that 70-degree mark. And there's the rain still way west of us around Minneapolis for your Thursday. That could roll in here sometime later on Saturday, the way things are looking right now. In the meantime, local overnight lows tonight. We're dropping down into the mid to upper 40s, ranging from 46 to 49 degrees. Local highs tomorrow, mainly in the upper 60s, very close to 70 degrees with that sunshine. It's going to be a pretty nice Thursday. Now your forecast in detail for the rest of tonight. Partly cloudy, areas of fog developing, as we mentioned. 46 your low. Winds will be light from the northeast. Then for tomorrow, Thursday, mostly sunny. Now don't forget, areas of fog early, 69 close to 70, and winds will be light for most of the day. Then for the next 5 days, tomorrow, 69, 70 on Friday. What a great day, all kinds of sunshine. Then Saturday, we start out with some sun and clouds. Clouds thicken throughout the day, some showers late, 72 your high. Then Sunday, lingering showers, but a cold front, and I mean a strong cold front. It's going to move through Saturday night. Maybe even some thunderstorms. Look at the difference, 72 to 50 for a high on Sunday, 55 on Monday, Columbus Day, the holiday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, still in the 50s. See you bright and early with JJ and Lynn on 94.7 WCSX, and you guys enjoy tomorrow. It's going to be a great day.
Yeah, we better.
We love it.
Thanks a lot. John Lennon is being remembered in Royal Oak tonight. On what would have been his 62nd birthday, Lennon's wife, Yoko Ono, honored her husband with a display of artwork and songs sung by local young people. The exhibit can be seen at the Baldwin Theater on South Lafayette this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Well, turning to sports now, a big announcement from the Tigers dugout.
The hiring of Alan Trammell as manager.
Yeah, if only the Tigers could field a team full of Alan Trammels, they'd win every year. But yeah, the Tigers made the big hire today. We'll go one-on-one with the Tigers' new manager coming up next.
Brady Anderson goes back. Alan Trammell.
Wednesday, November 6th, CBS Detroit and Subway want to send 2 lucky winners to Nashville for one hot country night. And it could be you. The 36th Annual Country Music Association Awards. Log on to WWJ-TV.com to enter to win the trip of a lifetime. All your favorite stars, all on one stage.
I did it, Mom.
Don't miss country music's biggest night. Vince Gill hosts the CMA Award. Live November 6th, only on CBS Detroit.
If you have tried to lose weight in the past but couldn't, or if you want to lose weight fast, then the biggest breakthrough in weight loss science is for you. The Medical Weight Loss Clinic Jumpstart Program. Lose up to 20 pounds in just 4 weeks with no drugs, no dangerous surgery, no frozen meals, while still eating grocery store foods. It's the newest, fastest weight loss program offered by Medical Weight Loss Clinic, and it will work for you. Lose up to 20 pounds in only 4 weeks. Call 1-800-340-DIET today.
We asked this volunteer to tell us what was more painful. Getting cut off on dial-up? or getting tackled by professional football players.
Dial-up. Definitely more painful.
Comcast high-speed internet, now at a dial-up price. Just $19.99 per month for 6 months.
Can we get up now? Ow.
Attention Wayne County property owners who owe back due property taxes. You're now at risk of losing your home to foreclosure by Wayne County. And that's why Loan Giant has introduced our .0 loan with absolutely no points so you don't lose your home. 0 points and payments of 7.5% to help you right now. Call 1-800-CALL-ANDY to pay off your past due taxes or get the cash you need for any other reason, even if your credit's bad. Call 1-800-CALL-ANDY.
From Blockbuster Weather Headquarters, here's your weekend weather outlook. Our outlook calls for a chance of clouds, sun, rain, wind, snow, and partly to mostly unpredictable weather patterns. Well, the only safe prediction here is it looks like a Blockbuster weekend.
Blockbuster gives you a better way to buy DVDs. Rent one, and if you like it, you can buy a previously viewed DVD of the same title later for just $9.99. Choose from titles like The Scorpion King, Big Fat Liar, and Murder by Numbers. Rent it, like it, buy it, and make it a Blockbuster night.
Who will outwit, outplay, and outlast to be the ultimate survivor? Find out on Survivor Thailand, Thursday at 8 on CBS Detroit.
Big Tiger news.
This was like a breath of fresh air, and this team and this franchise really needed it, and they need Alan Trammell for sure. For a franchise that has been so connected with losing over the last decade, the Tigers needed to hire a manager who, at the very least, would offer the promise that better things were ahead. But he can't do much better than Alan Trammell, who is back in Detroit, hoping to restore the Tiger roar. I don't know if destiny is too strong a word for you, but did you feel like you were going to come back here and manage this team at one point?
Well, there's been many times in my career that I've thought about, being the manager of the Tigers, especially since I've retired 6 years ago. I had a dream that this would happen, but it'd have to be the right time and the right way. And I just think, things have happened to me. Like for maybe destiny is a good word. I just felt for some reason, especially after that I did the interview on Friday, that I'd stepped it up a little bit, that I was ready to take this challenge on.
There was a power outage at Comerica Park, so you had to come over here to the Joe where there's been a ton of success. Yeah. Might that be a sign?
I don't know. I don't look into that. I'm just happy to be here.
What do you think?
What a day for me to be able to put that English D back on. I hope that I came across sincerely to say, it does mean a lot. And I'm speaking from the heart when I say that, it hurts me to hear that the Tigers tradition has somewhat been diminished somewhat. But you know what, we can get it back, because I was here when it was good. I know what the fans, you see what the other sports draw when the things are going better. I know what we can have here.
We're hearing that Lance Parrish might be among your coaching staff. Is that correct?
He's a name that I'm considering. There's no question. But until we actually get these guys, under contract, I don't want to go out. But I would love to have Lance, and there's a few other guys too that we're talking with. But
Jack Morris.
We'll see. I don't want to get into any of the names. I'm looking forward to the challenge. It is a challenge. There's no doubt about it. But I believe I have the energy to help this thing get better somewhat quick.
That would be good. We're being told that Lance Parrish is pretty much a done deal to join Trammell on the staff. Morris might be the pitching coach. And by the way, Tigers AAA manager Bruce Fields, who interviewed for the main job, will be the team's batting coach. The Red Wings open the season tomorrow in San Jose. Winning a cup is one thing, defending it is another. And the Red Wings know this from experience.
We've been here before, and we've won the cup before, and we know what to expect as far as having a big bullseye on you. And for some guys, it's going to be new. It's every game we play this year, teams are going to be going after us, trying to beat us, and it's going to be an extremely challenging, competitive season, starting with San Jose.
I would guess you're pretty antsy at this point because there's been so much buildup surrounding you and this team.
I wouldn't say antsy. That's kind of a wimpy term, but sorry, Blair.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say there's lots of anticipation leading up to it, and we're excited about getting going.
So I'm a wimp, basically is what he's saying. Okay. The Lions were back at practice today, still hobbling at wide receiver. 5 of them are still banged up and questionable for Sunday, but Marty Morningweg is sensing they'll be ready to go.
They're limping around pretty good, but we'll see. We'll see later in the week if they're going to be ready to go or not. Same with Larry Foster in his hip. I mean, geez, our whole receiving crew's down, with the exception of Mike McMahon and Ty Detmer. You know, I think they'll make it. I do. They're tough guys. They're tough, but certainly keeping an eye on that thing.
So there's a chance. Lions may win their second game in a row. They're playing the Vikings, who are 0-4. They've been really struggling. Yeah. So,
it could happen.
2-game winning streak. That hasn't happened here in 2 years, I think. Yeah, it's been 2 years, 2000.
We'll keep our fingers
now.
Yeah.
Be right back.
I spent 5.5 years as a prisoner of war in North Vietnam, finishing my military career at Selfridge Air National Guard Base. Several years ago, the federal government was going to close Selfridge. That would have been devastating to our local economy. Candace Miller led the fight that resulted in the base staying open.
At the time, I was so concerned about the loss of jobs, but the events of 9/11 have demonstrated again what a critical component Selfridge is to our national defense.
She will be our voice in Washington.
Sweet Home Alabama is the #1 movie of the fall.
Oh my God.
It's 2 thumbs up.
Hot damn!
For the #1 comedy in America.
What?
Reese Witherspoon, Sweet Home Alabama. Rated PG-13.
You get more for your money when you shop for fine home furnishings at Value City Furniture.
For just $799, you can enjoy this wonderful 2-piece slipcover style living room with pleated skirt, rolled arms, and loose back pillows.
Add the all-wood American Signature bed for just $299, including headboard, footboard, and rails.
Whatever you're looking for, you'll get more for your money when you come to Value City Furniture.
You just can't do any better.
I've been a nurse for 28 years. The thing that breaks my heart is seeing the effects of smoking here. Even worse, seeing kids start to smoke. That's why I feel so strongly about Proposal 4. It spends the tobacco lawsuit money on health care, teaching kids not to smoke, and on helping adults quit. It's what they should have spent the money on from the beginning. After all, spending the tobacco money on health care is only right.
A Minneapolis second grader has made an unusual discovery just in time for Halloween.
Sure has. He's created a zumpkin. Zumpkin, I said that right. James Earl says it's a cross between a zucchini and a pumpkin. The boy found it growing in his garden. He's already shown the zumpkin to his classmates and gave everybody a taste of the unusual plant. No word on if they liked it or not.
I wonder if the seeds are good.
Have to carve it, make a little face, a little smiley face,
there
put a candle inside. Yeah.
See what happens?
Hey, we got some great weather to talk about. A little fog possible tomorrow morning, so when you get up bright and early, there could be partly cloudy skies across southeast lower Michigan. We're looking for an early morning temperature right around 46 degrees here in the city. And again, areas of fog here and there, not everywhere. And later on tomorrow afternoon, we'll climb up towards 70 degrees, so a really good-looking day.
All righty.
Thank you.
And David Letterman's coming up next.
At the desk tonight, Charles Barkley, Franco Zeffirelli, and the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band.
Nitty Gritty Dirt Band.
To make room for new merchandise,